Hello, everyone. All right. Hello, it's Tuesday after, I guess, for some of us, the holidays. And I was just in a very intense meditation and I didn't lose track of time. It's like I knew that I had to snap out of it at a certain time, but it was so beautiful. It was like all these beautiful messages came through, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to tell people about this. I'm not sure if I'll remember everything, but as we start talking, I'm sure some of it will flow in. How is everyone today? I see people in the chat. Merry Christmas for those who celebrate, and happy holidays for those who might celebrate something else. And it's that season with the new year coming. Um, oh, um, I have a note to remind everyone, if you want to join that holiday contest, tomorrow is the last day to submit your submissions. So that's on the 27th of December. And all we need for you to be entered is it can be anybody, like any energy work you've ever experienced, just your experience of energy work, something great that happened, something different, something cool. And it can be something simple. You just change your way of thinking, whatever it is, and submit that to info@sobrilliant.ca. And we're going to read all the submissions, and then we will choose the winners. The top prize being that energetic home clearing for the first prize winner. And if you want to be on Coffee Time with Brenda and Friends to have your experience there, I've been doing a lot of house clearings lately because it's the end of the season and things like that. And I guess for the first time I've been promoting them because we're going down to that crystalline grid and changing the molecular structure so it only holds love and happiness and not that negative energy. So if you want a really deep house cleaning that you only have to do once, because we're going down to years and years, so the previous owners of the house, the land, it's a very intense cleaning. And for those who like the story of what comes up, I will give them the story of what comes up, because every house is different, all the land is different. And for those of you who would prefer not to know and just know, hey, the house is clear, that is completely fine too. So I kind of cater to what people want and what people can handle, but the work is done exactly the same. So the holidays have been very, very fun, I guess, and a little bit of busy for some, and then a little bit of stress, and then I'm getting a lot of emails from people who are really enjoying the holidays, and some people who don't, because it reminds them of people they've lost, or how they're feeling more lonely, or they're feeling more that they're in a change, or there's dynamics in families. There's so many different things that happen, right? And I always say people who are awakened, who can hold the light, go into those family gatherings holding that light. And if somebody wants to have sometimes people want to, as you're changing and you're holding more light, you can irritate the darkness in someone else. And they might come at you and say something. Sometimes one of the easiest things you can do is just listen. Don't get back and forth with the person. Just listen and just be patient. And sometimes there's this magical phrase, I understand, which I've been using more and more lately. Really lets people let their guard down, and you can sit with someone and just send love and hold your light. As I mentioned in another call, your light quotient is going up as you're doing healings, right? So whether you're meditating, using affirmations, doing energy work, whatever it is, it's all contributing to holding more light. As we're starting to clear the heavy baggage, the darkness within us, we bring in more light. It has to be done gradually, it has to be done safely. But as your light quotient increases, you are that light worker. You are doing your soul mission everywhere you go, because your light is emanating regardless of your emotional field. And I just really learned that recently, and it came to me saying, because sometimes I still go through things emotionally. I still release. And I'm like, well, I'm not saying anything bad when that happens. I'm being aware of my actions. I'm still being kind, but I can feel this kind of maybe feelings that I'm uncomfortable with as I'm releasing something. I'm like, how can I hold the light when I'm not feeling so good as I'm releasing this trauma or issue or belief or whatever? And the answer I got is your light quotient continues to shine regardless of your emotional field. They're not completely related. So that brought me great relief because I can go through my process and I can still hold the light, which made complete sense because I've been doing energy work for a very long time and I've changed so much since then. So someone asked me a while ago, how could you have done energy work back then when you weren't as, in a good place as you are today? I said, well, I'm in a much better place today, but I still release stuff because I'm human and we have a lot of stuff to release. We're multidimensional. But at one point when someone asked me that years ago, I used to say, well, I'm not doing the healing. And I still don't believe I personally am doing the healing. I am a conduit of these beautiful beings that come through. So I get moved out of the way and they come through and they work with you. So it's not Brenda Ferruggio who's doing it. I'm just the body, the vessel that these beautiful beings come through. Just like when someone's channeling, like I like listening to people who can channel. And there's like Paul Selig's one of the big ones, or Lee Carroll, and I used to listen to Abraham Hicks years ago. And they're human as well, so they're going through their human lives and learning and growing, as some of them have been channels for a very long time. So how could they channel this beautiful infinite information and they're still going through their growth? It's because when they're channeling, they're getting out of the way and allowing this intelligence to come through them. That's, they're connected to infinite intelligence. So when we're going into meditations and things like that, we're allowing that love to come through. So that's why you can do this type of work and not be in the best place. But as you're doing the work and you're working on yourself and you're working with others, you're healing as other people are healing because you're co-creating, you're learning. So there's a lot of neat things happening. And it's such a beautiful thing to be with. So be kind to yourself when you're having those days when you're not feeling good. As long as you're not being nasty or planning some revenge to someone or sending out negative energy or anything like that, and you're just being you're working through your stuff and you might be having a sad day and you're letting things go and things like that, you're still emanating that light for the planet. So don't put too much pressure on yourself, because some people say, oh my gosh, I didn't do a great job, I was feeling really depressed and sad. Well, yeah, that's a human thing. There are emotions that are bubbling up. Things need to release. Just be with it. Acknowledge it. Be kind to yourself. So, hello, everyone. I see a lot of nice messages there. A lot of the regulars coming on the chat. So, hello, everyone. Happy holidays. So nice to see you and be with you today. And I have been receiving quite a few messages for extra prayers for people. And they are definitely in my heart. When we send out these healings today, because we're all in this together. So as this beautiful energy is coming through, it's going to be available to each and every one of us, to our homes, our families, to our special intentions, our pets, and then we'll send it out to this magnificent world and everything on it, and then even out to the universe and multiverse. So that's how we do these calls. That's kind of the regular thing that happens, but there's that bit of a chat at the beginning. And what I will say is today I had this beautiful meditation. I was in meditation for a very long time, and I just automatically woke up just to get ready for this call. I could have stayed in that energy. I'm like, I knew I was doing the call today, so I got up, I got ready, and here I am. One of the messages I got, and I think that was something that was bubbling up in me over the holidays, because don't you ever think sometimes with the holidays there's so much to do, so much to see, you feel like you're not enough for anyone? Like when you're in a group of people and you want to almost connect with everyone one-on-one. It's almost impossible because you're really talking to someone and then you get interrupted, or that person gets interrupted and you go off to the next person and you feel like, oh, I didn't finish that chat with this, or I didn't do that, or I didn't give this person enough attention, or I didn't do this. Or I always feel like, was I present enough? There was so much energy in the room and things like that. And what I got out of meditation today was just such a simple message. If you exist, you matter. So people, things come up with everybody, some more than others. I'm unworthy. I wasn't good enough. I don't deserve. I'm spending this holiday alone. I don't have this. I don't have that. If you exist, you matter. So you can fight all you want with the universe and say, I'm undeserving, I'm unworthy, all those things we've learned. It's a human learning, right? Oh, you're not good enough, you're not this, you're not that, we all have it at some aspect. But it's all false. You are a magnificent being. You are worthy. You are deserving. You should be allowing of everything wonderful and great. But it goes very deep into our subconscious where we don't believe that. And the message again was, if you exist, you matter. Creation does not do anything by accident. Nothing. Then the other message is, and I've said this before, is you are an important piece of the puzzle. Imagine you've done a puzzle and you're missing one piece. Well, the puzzle's it's incomplete. So every one of us is an important piece of this puzzle of creation. And the message I got further today was, be your authentic self, because then you're the authentic piece of the puzzle that's needed to move forward. And I thought, wow, that's pretty neat. Now that kind of was on top of something I heard the other day where we play different roles. So some of us are parents, some of us are spouses, some of us are employees, some of us are managers, some of us are, there's different roles, right? Pet owners, some of us are female, some of us are male. We have many different roles. And some of us are fishermen, and some of us are runners, and some of us have many different things that we like to say, hey, I'm a mom, hey, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. If you were to take all those roles, all those personalities that come out, because we can change our personality based on the role, right? We can be a best friend and laugh. We can be a mom and be more stern. We can be a pet owner or running our animal's tummy. We can be this and that. If you took all those roles and looked into each one and found the authentic part of you, which is weaved in all of those, and worked on that authentic piece of yourself, that is that authentic piece of the puzzle we're talking about. That is what you want to grow. And for some of us who are very empathic, and this was something that I used to do, I could be the best employee, the best friend, the best girlfriend, the best this and that, because I knew what everybody wanted from me. I just adapted to what they wanted. Just adapted here, I adapted there, I adapted there. That wasn't the true Brenda. The true Brenda is here. But I was not that person for those people who needed me to be something else, because I didn't care, or maybe I felt unworthy or undeserving to be the real me. So as time goes on and you start to heal those aspects of you, those worries or fears or patterns of behavior that say I'm not enough, and you really start to come to who you truly are, what you're really doing is pulling those aspects of where your authenticity is hiding under those roles. That is what you want to be, that authentic piece of the puzzle. And as you are that, you're going to notice life is going to change. Your friends may change. Your circumstances may change, and sometimes things fall apart and then restructure, kind of like what's happening in humanity right now. We have things unstructuring, restructuring. We're seeing a lot of chaos that is needed for everything to kind of filter through. And it's really giving us a place of what do we want? And the beauty of what's happening on planet Earth is every single one of us has a personal choice because we have free will. So we have the free will to choose the lightest of the light. We have free will to choose the darkest of the dark. And that's an individual choice. Now, as someone, for myself, yeah, I say yes to the ascension process. I say yes to the light. I say this all the time because it's true. That's what I'm on. I will do whatever it takes to keep moving in that direction. But we're not to have any judgment. Now, it's funny. I've also come across somebody saying, well, I don't have any judgment. I'm the least judgmental person I know. I have, interracial relationships. I have this, I have that, I have that. And then it was interesting. I'm watching this video and this guy saying, I am not judgmental. And then somebody asked them, well, what do you think of judgmental people? And the guy went off. Well, of course they're disgusting. How can they think that way? And they said, now, are you not being judgmental? And the guy sat there and thought about it. And he's like, oh my gosh, I am. Without even thinking he was judgmental. So when we're being told we need to forgive ourselves and forgive everyone who's ever hurt us to move forward into this new world we're headed to, we need to let go of any of that dark energy, any of that negativity, any of that separation before we can fully move to this new world. And we have to do it gradually. I do get some clients or some people that will tell me there's so many different aspects or perspectives of what might happen. Aliens are going to come in and ascend us to the people who are kind and compassionate, and ascend us to this new world, and everyone else is going to be left behind. Or I'm going to live a 5D perspective, and I'm not going to deal with any 3D people. Or there's the other aspects where people say, I am going to live, I'm just trying to remember what people say. Oh, I'm going to, this one's really interesting. Something about, I kind of lost it, but when it comes to me. But though I know, we have to live in duality. That's another one I get people coming at me saying, Brenda, you're teaching love and light and that we're moving into a new world of love and more love. Well, that's impossible because we need duality. We need to know the dark and the light to learn. And I get that. I always say I understand. But haven't we learned that already? So there's all these different perceptions of what's happening. And it's because there's some turmoil happening on this earth and people are getting a little freaked out and they need to label it or understand it so they're not so scared. So you get all these different perspectives of what needs to happen. And I resonate with my truth, which is we're all in this together. And healing has to be done gradually. And the reason I believe and the reason I've come to know, and I do believe, so I'm not forcing this on anyone, is we have to do it gradually because our 3D system, first, there's many different aspects. One, as we get more light, we increase our light quotient and let go of the darkness. Our 3D system is very heavy. It needs to acclimate to that new energy. But let's just say we move too quickly and our reality changed so quickly and we didn't know how to use a computer or we didn't know how to use a door or we don't know all these things. We would get confused. We would lose touch with reality because our reality is created for us to learn and grow. If you notice, things are moving, they're shifting pretty fast, but they're moving slowly, some too slowly for some. But it has to move slowly because as we're moving and changing and moving and changing, if it moves too quickly, we're going to lose our footing. And what I notice with some people is they'll move very quick in spirituality and then they become disoriented, off footing, imbalanced, and then they kind of get I'm going to say, just use the word delusional, where they're seeing things that I don't know if they're really seeing that, because they might think that, and a common one is, oh, I am the chosen one. And I've seen some people go through this where they're the chosen one, or I'm on a mission and I have to do this, this, and this, and I have to live alone with the community, and I can't be in touch with any 3D people. And they go off the grid and I never hear from them again. And they're like, oh, this is what you should be doing. You should be stop talking to everyone and just be within and ascend on your own. So we get different perspectives. I've chosen a very gradual healing. And for those of you who have seen me grow over the years, you'll see it's been a long journey for me. But I'm going as fast as I can go. I've asked my soul, take me as safely and as fast as I can go, but I want to stay stable in my connections with people and my footing, and I want to maintain those loving relationships that I have. I'm willing to let go of the relationships that no longer serve me, but do it in a gentle way. So I have this communication back and forth saying, hey, take me as fast as I can go, but don't take me too fast that I'm going to get delusional or confused by what's happening. But as I've told many before, I have asked for quantum leaps. And when I have done that, the beauty of it is when I shift really quickly, I kind of have to take 3 or 4 days totally alone as I come back to, like, okay, whoa, that was a huge shift. And what does a shift mean, a quantum shift? It's like a big surge of vibration up to obviously what I can handle. But then there's this kind of readjusting to it. And then my body, the way what I used to deal with that is I would get like flu-like symptoms and a huge rash. And then I would say, why did I do that? That was so uncomfortable. And what does a quantum shift mean to me? It's like instead of doing one energy session, waiting 3 weeks, doing another energy session, and then letting that happen, then I'd do another energy session, which was my norm. I did something every 3 weeks, some bigger energy session to release. And in between I would meditate and do other stuff. But sometimes in an energy session, I would ask for something called a quantum shift. Like, I want something huge. It's like in one session, I was able to get, say, 3 sessions. So instead of doing this gradual jump, I went boom. But I did it so quickly, so there's all these kind of uncomfortable side effects that I had to go through and then I used to think, is it worth it? And then I wouldn't ask for one. 6 months later, I'd ask for another one, go through that uncomfortable feeling again. Lately, I've just decided, for my personal sake, I'm just going to keep going at a pace that I can handle. So every day when I wake up, I can function as Brenda and do my work and have those relationships and answer emails and have a physical body that's very healthy. And that's how I'm choosing to do it. And I know there's never going to be an end to my growth in this lifetime. It's going to be a forever getting better, slowly getting better, learning and growing. So, and my perceptions changes and my needs or wants change. The Brenda who wanted this and that couldn't even care about those things anymore. And it's hard to say, but it was such a gradual change. And you're still you. You still know how to drive a car. You still know how to do this, and this. But there's this peacefulness within, I guess. And this more knowing and more connection. And it's such a nice place to be. But yet, there's still things that bubble up. And I have a friend that I call often, and we chat about these things, and I say, how is it that still something's bubbling up? And that person will say, I know, I can't believe it. Like, how much more? And I go, I get it. It's just that we're going to keep going and keep going and keep going. But many people who are doing their healing journey, it's kind of unraveling. It feels uncomfortable, because as you start to awaken and ask those questions, who am I? Why are we here? these experiences start to come at us, these coincidences and synchronicities come at us, and we're like, whoa, this is big. Then you got bypass that and you get through it. And then a few weeks later, like, whoa, this one's big. Oh my gosh, I'm having another shift. My kids will say, oh, Mom, another shift? It's because I never stop asking and never stop working on myself. So I've just always been very committed to myself and understanding what makes me tick, what's in my emotional field, what can I heal, how can I expand, how can I love more, how can I love myself more. And it just, there's learning lessons that come. And no matter how much energy work you get or how much work you get, a practitioner, someone like even something like this, only what can safely be released can be released. If you are meant to learn a lesson, you're going to have to learn that lesson. You're going to have to go through that experience. And trust me, many times people would say, I would rather like leave the planet than go through that experience. And I've had those moments. But you get through them. And they're uncomfortable. And you want to kick and scream as you're going through them because every part of you can hurt from the experience. But we all came with contracts. And that is the beauty of this learning planet. So there's no one that can take away those lessons you put in your contract but you. We can provide help. We can provide guidance. We can provide help with the uncomfortable feelings. We can help release all that junk that you don't need. But what happens is, as we're taking all that layer by layer by layer stuff that you no longer need, what's happening is the core of the issue is really beautifully presenting to you. What is that issue? So there is that work that's involved. Never give up on yourself because change is part of our growth. And we're moving into this beautiful new earth, but in order to get there, it's like going through this little keyhole. In order to get there, we got to let go of all that junk. So the people that make you angry, your triggers, your self-doubt, your lack of self-love, the chaos in your life, the frustration, all that stuff has to heal. If you look at someone who did something to you and you cannot forgive them, that is something you need to work on. Write it down. Need to forgive this person. How do you forgive them? Oh, I did, but I just don't. It's in your cell memory. They remember the hurt. They remember. Your cells remember. You need to get to that core of those issues and release them. And there's work that can be done. And I'm not saying you have to go to that person and say, I forgive you. But you can talk to that person's higher self. You can do the work to really release it. And sometimes if you have a pattern of behavior and you're working through it and working through it, you got to keep working through it. And some people get, but I've done this, I've done so many sessions. How can it still be there? Because you could have 500,000 energetic patterns of the same issue. Because it's something that happened when you were a child and it's so deep and you're taking chunks at a time and you're going one by one by one by one by one until you get to that root of the issue. It's going to be there. And one day you're going to hit it and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I don't have it anymore. Be patient with your progress. Love every experience you're in. Love every event. When you're in traffic, you're there for a reason. The universe orchestrates these beautiful things. When you start to awaken and start to take control of your life and co-create your life, when you're in traffic, enjoy it because you're there for a reason. You're either there, something's holding you back because perhaps there's something further down the road your higher self and your guides are trying to help you avoid. Sometimes we're there because someone who's in traffic with you, we're all working together to keep that person out of an issue they might have got in traffic. So wherever, whether you're moving down a highway nice and quick or whether you're stuck in traffic, whether you're stuck in line, wherever you are, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. So just allow it. Let life flow with more ease. Take deep breaths. Enjoy the moment. There's sometimes I'm in a situation I just want to go to the bathroom and take some deep breaths because part of me says I don't want to be here right now. But I say I must be here for a reason. What am I learning from it? Oh yeah, there's that person that, thinks I'm weird and likes to make fun of me. All right. I mean, not so much I don't care about it so much, but I used to. And not to say I don't care at all. Of course, someone came up to me and says, "You're weird." It probably would still bother me. It depends who it is. Actually, not so much. But it used to hurt. Like, no one likes to be called weird, although people say, now weird is cool. Yeah, it's still hurtful. When you're called weird for a lot of your life, that word just bothers you. So now you're going to go see that person and you're going to hold the light and forgive them for what they've done. But there's this little bit of way back in your back pocket or way back in the subconscious that is being triggered. That's something that needs to heal. So everything what I meant to say is you might think you've cleared everything. So intellectually you understand it, logically you understand it. But if there's an energetic pattern hiding in your back pocket or in your subconscious mind, and it's there, and it's causing all these issues that you don't even know about, go deep and find it. You can ask, reveal what this is, reveal what it is. Why do I feel this way? Talk to your guides, write things down, journal. You might be surprised what comes up. And it might come up in an actual experience that you need to experience. And it's going to be uncomfortable. But it's part of your learning, it's part of your growing. And it's part of it's almost like a video game. You have to go through that level to get to the next level. And we're jumping on all these levels, and but the levels never stop. You ever play a video? Actually, me and my friend were saying this. You ever play a video game where you have to hit 25 levels, and you finally hit it? I mean, it takes sometimes. Me and my daughter were playing this video game. It took years, but we were playing a little bit here and there. We finally hit the 25th level. We did it, and then all of a sudden, this door opens. We're all excited, and then 7 new levels come up. And I said, this is so much like life. You think, oh, I made it. And then this whole new experiences come in of new learnings that sometimes are even harder than the ones you did. So we never stop. So be kind to yourself, forgive yourself, be patient with yourself, and realize wherever you are, you're there for a reason, and try to figure out what it is. Ask, because when you ask, you'll receive the information. And if you're not receiving the information, it's not that you're not receiving it, it's you're not listening to it. So then you can say, hey, I don't hear the guidance I'm getting. Show me a different way. Show me and then you're going to have this wise child of yours tell you and someone else tell you, and you're not going to even notice because it's who's it's coming from. But after that 10th person tells you, you might get it. You might hear that song. You might see numbers. There's different ways the universe will talk to us. So you want to keep that two-way conversation going. And then the one more key, and then we'll start that, is sometimes the shadow part of us will talk you out of getting energy sessions, doing these calls, reading that book, listening to that podcast, meditating. This is where your awareness, you have to tell that part of you, that shadow side of you that does not want you to grow. You do not own me. You do not control me. I am connected to this beautiful light. I am the light. And I'm going to work on myself every single day. You can try to get in the way. You can try to interfere. But I'm going to be so strong. I'm going to be so on point that you cannot stop me. And just keep moving forward. Step by step by step. So today, let's get into the healing part. Let's allow that next layer. And if you have something bubbling up, and some people feel it physically, and some people feel it emotionally, and some people feel it bubbling, and some people feel anxious, or whatever it is, allow it to come to the surface. And we're not just healing one aspect of us today. There are many different things bubbling up. It can be emotionals, they can be belief patterns, they can be ancestral wounds, past life traumas, interference of any kind. Allow it all to come up. So some people might feel emotional during these healings, and that's okay. Let the tears go. That's part of the resistance. Frustration, let it go. Acknowledge if a memory comes up that you really don't want to look at, acknowledge the memory and say, I let it go. If you're worried about someone, just say, I let it go. Put it in the hands of God. our human minds really don't know how to heal. It is not our personality that heals. We're letting our higher being, our soul, our higher selves do the work for us, because that is the all-knowing part of us. We just have to kind of be present and say, okay, I don't understand what's happening, but I'm going to allow it. And then allow your higher self to release whatever's ready to release today. All right, so I'm going to play the music, drink a little bit, and we will start. If there's any questions, you can put them in the chat box, and we'll go from there. Okay. I'm feeling a little dizzy. I know the energy is really strong today. And I say this every time. Maybe it's not as strong as the last time, but I feel very dizzy right now. Maybe it'll be stronger. Who knows? Just be with the energy. Allow it to do whatever it needs to do for you. You may want to drink some water before we start. There's the music. I'm just going to drink some. And then you can tell me, is the balance okay? And then we'll start. It's actually already started, but we'll get into the actual talking through and letting things go. And even if I didn't talk, if you don't even like my voice or the words or the music, turn it off. The energy doesn't need all this. All right, this is just for, I don't know, I just do it because I do it. But if it doesn't resonate with you, just turn it off. You know, I've had some people come for sessions, one-on-one sessions. Phenomenal things are happening. And as I become more of a clearer vessel, things are becoming more potent. I work on myself every single day. I release something almost every few days. And some days I'm walking through my labyrinth and I can't get out of it because they're working on me. It's so powerful. And I go, how much more do I have to release? And I just do whatever you need to do. I just surrender. I'll just go with the flow. I stopped asking. I'm trying to understand. Just let it go, people. Let it go. You deserve this. You are worthy. You are a being of light. And we are coming back to our full humanness, that connection. And we're going back home. So allow whatever needs to go today and just really enjoy and be with the session. You deserve it. Okay, music is good. I'm not sure what song this is. I'm just going to take a look and let's start, because this energy is ready to go. Yeah, I don't know what song this is, but it sounds okay. So let's begin. For those of you who are laying down, just get comfortable. There's nothing you need to do. For those who want to stay more conscious, then you want to keep your feet flat, your spine straight. And that's more so you can stay conscious and be a part of the healing. A lot of people will say, I just drift away and I'm gone. And that is completely okay. Even if you're trying to stay awake, that's just your higher self and these beings of light that are with you right now are just slowly stepping you out of the way, so you can really allow that healing to come through. You are magnificent. You are in an allowing state. And your higher self is pulling up whatever it needs to release today. You can feel that energy just starting to flow. You can feel it going very deep. You might be having old memories coming up. You might be feeling a beautiful, beautiful love flowing through your body. Some of you might be feeling heat. Some of you might be seeing colors. And some of you might just be feeling relaxed. There is nothing that you need to do. And no matter what you're feeling, that is perfect for you. We're just going to allow deep breaths and allow this energy. These beings of light are weaving through your system. They're working on releasing whatever's no longer needed. Just that stuff that gets in the way, that interference, old beliefs that no longer serve you, some traumas that may have really hurt you and stayed in that subconscious mind replaying. If you have those old patterns of negative beliefs, just allow them to break and say, I'm magnificent, I'm beautiful, I am worthy. Just let it dissipate. And with every healing, we do that balancing of the chakras and moving out any of that energy from your auric field and biofields. And your meridian systems are nodding and moving in ways to help all that energy flow with ease and grace. Some of you might be feeling hot and cold energy. That's all okay. Whatever you're feeling is perfect for you. If you're getting like any lumps in your throat, just allow them to clear. You can breathe into those places where you're feeling tension and just allow that energy to clear. If you're feeling emotions bubbling up, just allow them to release. They're no longer needed. Allowing your worries and anxieties and fears just to melt away. You are so connected with that divinity within you. You are safe, you have peace and clarity. We're allowing health and joy and happiness and abundance and fun and laughter and all those things that are our birthright to enter your life. If you exist, which you do, you matter. So letting all those things that make you feel like you don't matter go. We're going to those cell memories, those moments in time, those traumas, that sadness, the hurt feelings, and releasing them. And bringing in peace and calm and love as it's weaving through your essence. We're letting go of any judgment we have for ourselves, any judgment we have for others. We're forgiving those events, those people, those circumstances that hurt us, just forgiving them at a deep cellular level. I forgive, I let go, I forgive, I let go, and I forgive myself. Just let it all go. No longer needed. Allowing those deep breaths, bringing that beautiful air to every cell of your body. And as this healing continues on you, just keep allowing deep breaths. And now you can start to imagine and intending this beautiful energy starting to weave through your home. Going through your home, releasing and replacing, transmuting, dissolving and healing any negative energy. And allowing the light to weave through, bringing a lightness to your home. This energy is being made available to anyone in your home, whether they're attending the call or not. The energy is there. That healing, loving energy is available for every person in your home, for your pets. It's up to their higher self to accept it. And for those of you who have pets, you'll notice they're very relaxed, in a state of allowance. They're so open. They love this stuff. And as this healing continues, is being made available to everyone in your home is being cleansed. You can start to make those special intentions for anyone you might be concerned about, anyone who might be feeling under the weather at this time. At this time, I'm going to take a few moments to create a list of my own of all the people that I know that are not feeling well right now. I'm going to send them some extra love. We all can do that now. It doesn't matter if the person's in your home, somewhere else across town, or overseas. The intention works just the same because this energy does not need time or space. It doesn't need location. It just knows, and it can penetrate very easily and be made available to anyone, anywhere. And allow that worry just to dissolve, and picture the people you're concerned about doing their best. Hold them in the light. They're happy, they're healthy, they're strong, they're beautiful. That's where you want to see them. Pull them up to that energy. Don't focus on the negative. Don't focus where they're at. See them at their brilliance. See them at their happiest. See them enjoying life. This energy is doing whatever it needs for anyone. We're just allowing it. We don't have to tell it what to do. It knows what to do. It knows what to do for us. We just need to go in that allowing state. I deserve it. I allow it. I'm worthy. And as old memories come up, just acknowledge them. Say, I don't need you anymore. I'm free. I'm free. I'm free. I'm healthy. I'm strong. I'm healing every day. Every day I'm getting better and better. I say yes to the light. I say yes to unity. I'm going back home. Home is where we belong, with this love of God that is so powerful and so unconditional. And everyone is always welcome home. I believe somebody mentioned there's a full moon. Some of us are very affected by the full moon, and we can purge some extra stuff with those full moons. So if you feel something really deep bubbling up, to say, I allow it to release. I no longer need it. I'm allowing it. Just take it away. Do whatever you need to do. Just let it go. Those burdens on your shoulders are melting away. You're feeling lighter and lighter, more connected in love. This peace is washing over you. Now we're going to ask this beautiful energy that is tremendously powerful, this beautiful white light, powerful beyond words, is starting to encompass and weave through Mother Earth. It is touching the land masses and the water systems and the air, every molecule of this beautiful earth. being made available to all of humanity, all of the plants and the animals and the marine life. You can imagine Mother Earth just glowing with this light. This beautiful energy, so powerful and beautiful and loving, being made available to every soul on this planet. And each person is going to take what they can. We can't force them. We can only make it available. It's up to their higher selves to take it. We're sending it to the darkest of the dark places and the lightest of the light. We are all of the Creator. And every soul, every person, no matter what they've ever done, is always welcome back. They can cut their ties to the darkness and say yes to the light and return back. May every person on this planet, no matter what their circumstances, know they are loved, they matter, they are part of this divine plan, they are worthy. You almost imagine now there's whales and dolphins joining this wave of light. Their beautiful presence is so peaceful and healing. Allowing those deep breaths, bringing that beautiful energy to every cell of your body. We're all in this together. We're all an important puzzle piece. Be that authentic self. Be that true, perfect being that you are. Forgive. Allow the love. Let go of any judgments. Have faith in the process. Be humble and kind and compassionate. It's been said a long time, the meek shall inherit the earth, and what they mean by that is the compassionate ones. The new earth is full of compassion and love and joy and happiness. Feel the love, feel the healing, and imagine and know that Mother Earth is healing. This light that's been created is weaving through, is attaching to the light of other beautiful beings that are sending love and light. It is magnifying, it is magnificent, and it will continue beyond this meditation. And now we're sending out this beautiful, powerful energy to the universe and the multiverse and the beings of light that are sending it out to us. We're all one. We're all loved. We are important. We are healing. We are magnificent. This energy is going to be with you for days. Allow it to do whatever you need. Drink lots of water. Stay in the allowing state. And be with this energy that loves you so much. taking deep breaths. For those of you who wish to stay in the meditation, you can do so. That's a doozy. I'm feeling a little dizzy right now. Just stay in that meditation. You can hang up and just baste in it. If you're falling asleep or in a meditative state, just baste in it. But for those of you who wish to come back, you can do so by coming back into your body, wiggling your toes, moving your body. There's tremendous energy there. If you're feeling dizzy, that's okay. Drink some water. Whew. Sometimes grounding after something like this is pretty important. You want to ground to Mother Earth as you're coming back. And for those of you who wish to stay, like I said, just allow it. I'm going to use the singing bowl for those of you who just love that experience. And that just helps process some of the emotions and the energy that need to leave. Wow. That was beautiful. I'm just going to turn down the sound before I use the singing bowl, because you can get this feedback. It's pretty powerful. At one time, that was so neat. One time, the music seemed so loud. It's like got so exaggerated. I didn't feel like, I kind of forgot where I was. It's like I was floating in space and love and light just swirling around us all. Whoa, beautiful. I love these things, and I think that's why we're doing it every Tuesday, because I know how much I benefit, and I know how many others benefit, and then I know these energies continues of love, and you can see it and feel it on planet Earth. And if you're particular about what you watch, there's so many beautiful stories out there of love and happiness and kindness and compassion. And when you're in the Zen state, be very selective of what you allow in your field, because we cleared a lot of that interference out. Keep that interference out. Be that light being that you are. Hold that light and continue to shine it everywhere you go. All right, here we go. Renata, my whole body was pulsating. My eyes are still having a trouble focusing. I think that's why I kept this one today. It's been a bit hectic with the holidays, and I thought, oh, should I do it? I thought, if anything, it's probably needed more because of the holidays and the extra energies that we're feeling, or some of us feeling like disconnected, or I'm not invited here, whatever it is, right? It's all those emotions that come up with the holiday season. A beautiful time, yet it can be a very personal time for growth and introspection for a lot of people too. So, oh, okay. As someone mentioned that they got scared because they felt energy in their head or somewhere different, let's say. Never be scared with these things. I know some people say they can't join these calls because the intensity is too much for them and they get fearful. Well, always set the intention, and I always set the intention before we start. We are only working with divine light. It is true source. It is beautiful and connected and pure love. And you're in your own octahedron of light. And the more sessions you do, more resistance is releasing, so you're actually becoming more sensitive to the to the healings, to the energy. Some people can actually feel hands touching them. And at first it freaks them out, but what they realize is they're just more sensitive. And as your field is being worked on, you're feeling it at the physical level. So I'm glad you stayed on the call. Just breathe through it and just say, I am loved, I'm protected, and this is all okay. And you might feel it somewhere else. And some people, actually, I'm just going to bring this up, email me and say, I'm actually becoming less sensitive to the energy. What happens? There's two things. Sometimes you're so used to the energy, it becomes your norm. And until you have another shift and it intensifies almost. And sometimes the resistance in us knows we're going to do a big shift, and it makes you think you're not feeling it because it wants you to give up on the sessions or give up on meditation. That's when you just say, no matter what, I'm going to continue. Sometimes you're going to feel, sometimes you may not. But regardless, if you feel, if you don't feel, it's working. You're releasing that layer, bringing in more light. And what happens when you bring in more light? You're holding it for the world. You're holding it for humanity. You're holding it for the universe. You're like this lighthouse, but it's just more than a lighthouse. But it's a one way to describe it. Your light is beaming. And what doesn't like your light beaming? The dark energy of this planet. But do we care? Absolutely not. Because we're going to send our beam of light. We're going to send our love. We're going to get in that vibration of peace. We're going to have peace within. And that is what heals humanity and ourselves. So just keep holding that light. You're doing amazing. For those of you who keep doing this and you're working on yourself, never give up. Keep thriving and moving and being kind to yourself. You deserve it, and you're helping humanity more than we know. I always get that. You have no idea how much healing you're doing on the planet. And it's just by going to the grocery store and holding your light and giving someone a smile. If someone's in need, you help them out. And it's being cautious of what words you use for yourself and for others, the actions you do. Stay in compassion, stay in peace, stay in love. The more you send out peace, the more you receive. What you bless blesses you back. And that's really the key. And we're all chipping away. We're all in this together. This is such a really nice group of people. So know that no matter where you're feeling in life, you might be feeling alone. In here, we're all connected. And as we're shifting, yes, relationships change, things like that, but your relationship with yourself is only getting stronger. Your relationship with your guides is always getting stronger. You're never alone. Never ever alone. Just talk to them. If you feel alone, talk to them. They're listening. And then listen for what they have to say. And it might be a feeling of tingling. And some people are like, oh my God, I just felt this intense love and started crying. Just allow it. Just allow it, because you are loved. All right, everyone, we've gone past. Apologize for that. Enjoy. Have a beautiful New Year's. I will come back. I don't know what day it is. I'll send out an email. If you want to be on my emailing list and you're not, just go to sobrilliant.ca. There's a contact form. I do send out reminders for these calls. I'm assuming it's next Tuesday, but I'll double check. But I think we're good to go. All right, everyone, have a peaceful night, and allow that light and love to keep doing what it's doing. Good night, everyone. And thank you for all the nice chat. The God in me sees the God in you.